This podcast is based on an interview with photographer Dee Campos by Todd Wemmer. The interview shares her thoughts during the beginning of her project in El Salvador, focusing on the children residing at El Hogar del Niño orphanage. The results of Dee's work is now on view as part of Foco's Touring Gallery Community Exhibitions program at the Harlem Public Library in New York City from June 21st through September 4th, 2011. The Foco Touring Gallery program is funded in part by the New York State Council on the Arts and the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs. For more information, please visit www.nfoco.org.
So my grandma's from El Salvador, and I had never visited the country because we no longer had family there. And I visited the country for the first time back in September, and I knew there was an orphanage there, El Hogar del Niño, the children's home. And so I went in there, and it's a Catholic institution, and I spoke to the nuns and told them about my wanting to photograph the kids, as taking their portraits, and also getting candid shots as they were playing or they were in school and classes and such. And at first, they were a bit tentative, but they really opened up to the idea later on. And what I was able to do was take portraits of kids. And at El Hogar del Niño, there's from babies up until 17 years old children. So I was able to take photographs of the children between ages of 3 to 7. And because there wasn't enough time to get all of the kids, and that's my hope for the next time I go in June, is actually taking a photograph and a portrait of each child there. A lot of the kids were abandoned or taken to the orphanage for care. I shoot with a Bronica, which is a medium format camera, exclusively black and white, and I then print my images. Usually they're on 8x10 paper, so they're usually 7.5 by 7.5. And in terms of how I print, I really want to give a feeling of both how these individuals have lived, how their life has been, and just trying to make them beautiful in the sense of how I use light in the photograph. So I usually print on the dark side, but I always allow light to come in specifically around those individuals. So how I shot these kids was outside of the lavatories, and it was a wall that really I just fell in love with at first sight because it was a really dirty, grimy wall. And by putting those children in front of that wall, I really enjoyed the contrast between the softness, the subtleness, the beauty of the children up against this gritty wall, which to me signified how their life has been up to this point.
And have you sent back any of your work back to them, or did?
Yeah, and I will also be taking back more of the portraits as I've been working on them back to the kids. Most of them don't have any photographs of themselves, so it's a real delight for them to kind of see their pictures and see themselves and that experience. So he talked to me about them. He was in their Nueva Luz publication. And he told me it was a really good organization, and he gave me their website, and I checked it out, and I really respect their mission statement. I think that they're doing a lot for what they're doing and for the people that they're trying to represent and put out there.